On February 24, 2025, some big news about military bases went around the world. President Trump decided to close the American military base in Alexandroupoli, Greece. This decision surprised many people, both in the United States and around the world. The base in Alexandroupoli wasn't just any base, it was strategically important for the United States, as well as for NATO, a group of countries that work together on defense. The decision to close the base came after talks with two other important leaders, President Putin of Russia and President Erdogan of Turkey. These talks were about rethinking military strategy in the area. The Alexandroupoli base helped the US and NATO achieve their goals in southeastern Europe. It was a key spot for military operations in the area. It worked like a major logistics hub, moving soldiers and supplies. It allowed the United States and NATO to respond quickly to any crisis. Closing this base is a big change. It will affect how well the US and NATO can operate in the area, and it will also affect the local economy, which depended a lot on the military being there. Many people are wondering about the long-term consequences of this decision. Will other military bases take over its role, or will the entire defense strategy in the region change? One thing is for sure. The closing of the Alexandroupoli base is something that many people, both military and civilian, will remember for a long time. It's the end of an era, but also the beginning of a new chapter in the military history of southeastern Europe. Alexandroupoli is a Greek city on the Aegean Sea. This location is strategically important, which made Alexandroupoli a valuable spot for the US military. From this base, the United States could keep an eye on things in the region, including the Eastern Mediterranean Sea and the Balkans, an area with a troubled history. The base was also key for logistics, which means moving troops and supplies. The base in Alexandroupoli made it easier to transport soldiers and supplies to where they were needed. The decision to close the base is complicated and has many sides. It involves thinking about lots of political, military, and social factors. Some people say that Russia and Turkey pushed for the base to be closed to increase their influence in the region. Russia, as a major power with interest in the region, has long been unhappy with American troops so close to its borders. Their presence was seen as a threat to Russian sovereignty and security. Turkey, although a member of NATO, also has its own ambitions and wants to be the main power in the region. Closing the base could strengthen its position and allow it to pursue its own strategic goals. The American base in Alexandroupoli made things difficult for both countries, becoming a flashpoint in international relations. Closing the base might make Russia and Turkey happy, but it also raises questions about the future. Does this mean a new chapter in international relations, or just a temporary solution? What does this mean for the US presence in the region? Will America lose its strategic footholds, or will it find new ways to maintain influence? What impact will this have on NATO's plans? Will the alliance have to adjust its strategies to meet new challenges and threats? The closing of the base in Alexandroupoli is a turning point that could change the balance of power in the region. Some experts worry that it will make the area less safe. It's possible that the United States is changing its strategy and moving away from having lots of military bases overseas. This could have serious consequences for NATO, which relies heavily on US support. The closing of the base in Alexandroupoli is just the beginning. We need to watch closely what happens next. This event could be a sign of things to come. The closing of the base in Alexandroupoli is a turning point, which could change the balance of power in the region. Some experts worry that it will make the area less safe. It's possible that the United States is changing its strategy and moving away from having many military bases overseas. This could have serious consequences for NATO, which relies heavily on US support. The closing of the base in Alexandroupoli is just the beginning. We need to watch closely what happens next. This event could be a sign of things to come. It's important to pay attention to the reactions of other countries and international organizations, which could influence what happens next. Will other military bases also be closed? What will be the long-term effects on global security policy? These questions remain unanswered, but one thing is certain: the world will be watching every move closely.